How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and today we have a gameplay video with a match between Andre playing Red Jiren and Ollie, BigONotation, playing King Cold. First, before we get into it, I do want to apologise for the lack of content on my channel for the last 2 weeks. I've been working on stuff that you can see in the chat on the video, and hopefully from the intro, to add to the channel and make it a bit better and give a bit more identity to it. And also, since the beginning of the last weekend, I have been ill, coming down with a cold, so I've had like bad throat, headaches and stuff, so I haven't been able to do anything, and now I feel a bit better to continue on and start doing more stuff. And also, since all the competitive stuff for the game apart from Worlds is over, I can start focusing now on fun and more interesting stuff. So with this, as I said, we've been doing some stuff to add to the channel, and one thing you can probably see is that I've added stat bars now for when I do gameplay videos. I'm trying to do more of those in person as well. So the reason why I did that is because of the fact that sometimes when you're watching a game that's being commentated on or recorded, you can't tell exactly what's going on. Like, even you can see what's happening, you can't tell what's been done, like how many lives on and things like that. So I created the stat bars to help with that. So as you can see, they show the little icons as well, little avatars that I've made from my local little group. So we've got Andre on the left with his avatar, and Ollie on the right with his avatar, which I'm sure you've seen from it. He's got used for his channel. Also got the name of the decks as well, so you can see which side is which and what decks they're running. And with the stat bars, we've got the life bar in like a little game kind of Dragon Ball Fighter kind of mode, where you've got the life bar going down, but that's not always easy to tell how much life is on. So as well as that, to match with that, I've got the little number put on the avatar, by the avatar there, so you can see how much life they are, but also have the cool stat bar there. And just above that, you can see these 4 blue little icons. And that is a counter I add for super combo counter, because that way you can tell how many super combos have been used. So far we can see they're running 4, and none have been used so far. And just under that, we have the energy bar, which can tell you how many energy each person has. And a shout out to Luke Jackson as well for giving the idea of having it so different colours, so you can see what's actually been charged. Like, as you can see, Ollie's charged 2 green energy, and you can see that's represented in the bar up there. And that's it for the stat bars. I'm going to try and add a versus thing in the middle to show if I have a best of 3, the number of wins for each person. But then so far, I just want to try and see how this would work for a best of 1 game. So getting back into the commentary, so we saw that Ollie started off the game, went into IRL. I went first, just charged an energy into standard King Cold stuff of first turn, playing a field card, so you can take a life and draw 1 with the lead, and get the benefits of the field card, which in this case was Anticipated Onslaught. Draw 1 and play a berry blue, so you can search for it near a field. Then we passed over to Andre, and he did the standard of charging first turn, but he didn't surprisingly play a Unison, which is something you want in Jiren, so you can evolve on your opponent's turn in your Jiren chain, and instead opted to use the leader's effect to take a life, so he has the self-awakening to play a 1-drop, and then just play the 1-drop to go in then to the 4-drop, so you can use his effect, which is when it's played, it's an evolve skill on top of 1-drop for his evolve, which is not once per turn, and then this also, which is limit 1, you can only use it once per turn, is you draw a card. Well, once played, you draw a card, and then you minus it by 10k, which he used to do on the Berry Blue, because he remembers that Berry Blue is a very good card in King Cold to help him recur their field cards, which is the theme of the deck, to make sure to keep their draws. And then we had, after that, he didn't swing with into anything, he just passed to his leader, to Andre, and it's Ollie, who then charged straight to 2, did his typical thing of establishing Unison, and then use the effect to free play a field card from hand, so he can take himself down to 5 lives by taking a life and drawing with his leader, and then getting the effects of a new ruler to take a life and look for a green card, which was he grabbed a never field card. And after that, he swung twice into Zore, his leader and his Unison, because Zore has that effect where it can't be destroyed once per turn. to get rid of that, and then passed to Andre, and then Andre went to charge 2, and surprisingly, rather than try to swing with the 4-drop first before or evolving onto the 5-drop before doing anything else, he decided to use the leader's effect to take a life and play a 1-drop, which then allowed Ollie to use the charismatic villain to pop the 4-drop before he could attack, so meaning Andre lost an attack. Now you can see he's using the 1-drop that was under the Jiren to trigger its effect, and this 1-drop has an effect. So it's got an auto where it's played draw 1, then it's got an activate main, which is a limit 1. Whereas if it's in your drop area, you can put it to the bottom of your deck and discard a card and put itself to the bottom of the deck, which is discarding the Quartzikai, to then look for your deck and grab a red Universe 11 card, which costs a 5 or less, to your hand and shuffle your deck. So this is a great card because it allows you to put 1-drop back in your deck, which then gets shuffled in rather than staying at the bottom after you look for the card you want, and it also puts the Quartzikai, which is like cards you want in your hand, into the drop area as well, which in this case he's put Quartzikai in, so it's ready to use. So he's now got himself. Now we can see that from playing this 1-drop as well, the every 1-drop, which that effect has a pretty useless permanent, which we don't go over, and it's got an auto for its when it's played. You can look at the top 5 cards of your deck and either add 1 specified red Unison to your hand or a red Jiren to your hand. And in that case, so for the 1-drop, he grabbed the 4-drop evolve target, which he's now playing, and from the 1 in the drop, he grabbed the 5-drop. And then Andre opted to go into the 4-drop to -5k that Frieza, because he knows that if that stays there and only gets to his turn 3, he's going to have it as the requirement to play the Zamasu Deity's Wrath, which is a card Ollie can't play until turn 3 with the effect, as needs free. The condition is to have free energy, and it just means that you can sack off that freeze after attacking with it to establish a Zamasu, which is really hard to remove. Well, not so hard to remove for red, but still hard to remove. Which gives him a bit more hand destruction and easy attacks as well. And now we can see that Andre tap 1 for the Jiren, then was going to go straight to the 5-drop. Ollie, being a nice guy, remind him that he probably wants to resolve the auto, which normally it would be miss a time if he goes straight into it because it has an option to get nothing. But Ollie, being a nice guy, let him go back and actually solve it, which he grabbed something, I can't remember because I wasn't paying attention, so Scott talking. But then didn't untap the energy, that just went straight back into roll into the 5-drop. And now he's trying to take care of his Unison, swinging once with the Jiren, once with the leader, and then when he went for the 3rd time with the Jiren, Ollie had that free negate to stop it so his Unison survives, because he knows now he's got no more attacks. He probably doesn't have enough in drop to, because it's quite early, to play overwhelmed to get another attacking. So now it's down to Ollie's turn. He's going to charge to his 3rd energy. He's going to charge the Barrier Blue. Now this is a big turn for Ollie because he hasn't awakened. He can easily get down to 4 life because of just how the deck works. With the leader, just play a field card, which you can do for free off the Unison, to then take a life, draw 1, and then get the effects of the field. But instead he decides to take back the charging of the Barrier Blue. I imagine he needs the Barrier Blue because looking at his little look we can see of his hand, he's got 2 field cards in it, but they look, well, I think at least 2 field cards in them, but they look to be both the ones he already has on board. And the thing with King Cold is the field card you start off with allows you to play multiple 2-cost green field cards on the bit field, but you can only have 1 of each copy on board, which means if he wants to use any of those field cards he has in hand, which one he just charged, you'd have to get rid of the one that's the copy of it already on board before he can do that. So he decides to play the Barrier Blue because he needs that field card, and luckily showing that he see 2 that he already has on board, and then grabs the Unstoppable Invasion, which is one he doesn't have. So now he has an extra field card he can play on to allow himself to get to awaken and get some pressure in as well. And having that Barrier Blue in hand, he's now if he does sack off a field card using the leader's ability, he can grab it back. And now he just uses the Unison's effect to free play the Unstoppable Evolution, the Unstoppable Invasion, put himself with the leader's effect to take a life, draw 1, put down the force so he can now awaken. And just to go over the field cards he's got on board, so he's got 3 on board. First one is Unstoppable Invasion, is Anticipated Onslaught, which he first played. This is one that, when it's played, you draw a card and you get to play a 2 cost or less green Frieza Army and or Frieza Clan card from your hand onto the board. And then his other effect is if a never filled card in your battle area is removed by one of your skills, you can pop one of your opponent's 2 cost or less battle cards on board. And then you got the new ruler which he had that he sacked off with the Paragus to get a draw. His effect where when it's played, you can take up to 1 card in your life. You don't have to, you can if you want to. And then you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add any 1 green card among them to your hand, and the rest go to the bottom. Which, as you can see, because he used it again, he's now had to put the overarm card straight to the bottom, which I can't remember if he's running 1 or 2 of. That's and just remember as well with cards like that say look up to the top, look up to a certain amount. You can do it 1 at a time, so you can avoid, because in this case he looked at all 3 straight away and had to put something he didn't want at the bottom of the deck to the bottom of the deck. Whereas he looked at 1 at a time, if he saw the card exactly he wanted, he could just add that and then not look at the rest and leave them how they are. And in the last one, the third one he played was his Unstoppable Invasion. This is one that new ruler as well has an effect where when it's sacked off by one of your effects, you can draw a card, and then discard a card. And then with Unstoppable Invasion, that's one where when you play it, you can take up to 1 card from your life to your hand if you want to, and then you choose one of your leader cards and give it 10k in double strike for the turn. And its other effect is when it's sent. Its other also is when it's sent from the field by one of your skills. You can choose one of your opponent's unisons and remove a marker from it. This is what makes King Cold really useful in just destroying unisons because of that card as well. And as we saw from the turn, he managed to play the Paragus to sack off the new ruler to build, so you can just replay it once he awakened to get more draw power as well and get more searches as well. Which, as we saw him see his units he grabbed that 5-drop Frieza from him, and had to put the overarm card to the bottom of the deck. But then to make sure that was shuffled, he was able to play a second Fairy Blue, so he's got 2 of those on board now to shuffle the deck, because it has this effect where if you look at when it's played, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, add up to either 1 specified cost of 2 unison, that's green to your hand, or add 1 green field card to your hand. I think with that one, he grabbed the field from that. I think he grabbed the Terrified Realization and discarded it for a new ruler when he sacked it off. And then what he was able to do was swing at the 15k 4-drop Jiren with his Unison, which Andre let through, and then make sure he can get rid of that 5-drop Jiren on the board. He swung at it and sacked off the new ruler, putting his leader down up to 35k, because that's one of the effects the leader has, where when it's awakened once per turn, activate battle once per turn, you can sack off a field card in your battle area, or a 2-cost field card in your battle area, and gain 10k for the battle. So with the boost they got from Unstoppable Invasion, that put up to 35k to run over the 5-drop Jiren to make sure it died, which Andre let through, because that 5-drop Jiren has an effect where it's got a limit 1 on its evolve skill, which is for 1 red energy evolve on top of a 4 or 1 drop. And it's got permanent where if it would be removed by moved from the battle area by opponent's skill, you can either detach 2 cards from underneath it to make it stay, or take a life instead of letting it be removed. And it's also is when it's played, you draw a card, which just like the 4-drop, it replaces itself, and then you choose one of your red cards and give it plus 1000 power for the turn. And so because it only gets that protection effect from effects, Ollie just made sure to run over it by brute force by an attack to get rid of it. Then move those to Andre, who charged 3 energy. Use the effect of leader again to take a life and play that Kunchi, which allowed him to get rid of one of the berry blues. And then he played the 1-drop Jiren to then get search and evolve into the 4-drop Jiren, which I think he's deciding now which one he wants, if he wants to get rid of the other berry blue or a Paragus with the minus 10k effect. and he's going to choose Paragus. He gets rid of Paragus with the 5 cost, with the effect of the 4 drop, but minus it by 10k. To be honest, I feel like the Berry Blue would have been a better choice, because even though the Paragus is good and that draws you a card by sacking off one of your green cards in your battle area, which means you can reuse the fill cards more, but then the Berry Blue is what allows you to use more fill cards to be able to get the draws off your leader. So you just pay 1 green to replay 1 from the drop. Now I think discussing about like what fill cards are available, what the effects will do, what all the cards can do. So there's a lot of pointing and hand gestures. So that's all Andre's done so far. They played those 2 1-drops and then evolved over on the Jiren. Still got 2 energy open. It's only on 5 life still, but at least the 5 life puts it at an energy total, well, life total, where you can actually use the testing the opposition as a good negate as well if needed, because of the fact that it's one of those new life taking negates where if your life's at 5 or less, you can take a life to negate the attack and play a token blocker. And in the case of the red one, it's a Cyberman token, which has a 5k combo and 5k power. So Andre figuring out what's in his drop, what he's been through, just to figure out what he could have. And so far we have Andre at 5 life with 3 energy, and Ollie at 4 life, 4 and 3 energy as well. So still quite early turns. And Andre's still figuring out what he's going to do, if he's going to swing with the Jiren, or is he going to evolve on top of it. So Andre deciding to evolve on top of it by going into the 5-drop now. So once again, this one gives one of your cards a 5k boost, well no, a 1k boost when it's played and draws a card, and has that effect where if it would be removed by a skill, you just attach the 2 cards under it, or take a life instead. And he's also got dual attack as well. So he tries to attack into Ollie's unison, but Ollie's got his version of the new life-taking negates, which is homicidal clones. So this is the exact same thing, but it plays a meta token instead, which is in power and stats as the Cyberman token. So Ollie put himself down to 3 by using the negate to then negate the attack from the Jiren and give himself a blocker. So the Jiren is got dual attack, so it can attack again. And Andre going into something with the Jiren. I think it might be the leader, as Ollie doesn't look to be defending with the yeah, I think it is the I think it goes into the leader, as Ollie would have blocked, I imagine, or defended if it was the unison, because he got that token blocker. And at least by swinging at something that isn't the unison, he has a defensive step to sack off the fill card, so he can use the effects of the leader, sack off the fill card, so you can trigger the onslaught to pop the Andre's country that he had on board list. So Andre passes back with 1 energy open and allows Ollie to charge to his 4th energy, and then uses unison's +1 to free play a new ruler, get him a draw from lead. Now he gets a look at the top 3 of his deck for the green card. I think he's doing what I was mentioned earlier, where he's looking one at a time, saw that power aggressive, that's it, that's all I need to look at, just this one, I'll take this 1 green card here. So looking for his drop, looking at his hand, see what he's got all these options. As you can see, he's got all his anticipated onslaught in view, 1 on board, and the other 3 charged, because that's one of the fill cards you don't really sack off with the leader's effect, or if anything, to replay. It was a good card to replay, but Ollie's playing a different version than I do, where he doesn't use that one to spam lots of things out. Because in my version, I've got the 4-drop freezer that's got dual attack and blocker, that I like to spam out to give more aggression from that way, which is something I don't think Ollie runs. Quick hand from Biscuit, pointing at the Jiren, talking about something which I'm not sure of. So Ollie looking to be in control here with the, I think, more cards in hand. And rock control board. So straight up using the Berry Blues effect to replay the onslaught. Unstoppable invasion from the drop to give his leader an extra attack, make his leader a 25k double striker. Which and then when he goes to attack with it, Andre uses his testing opposition to negate the attack, take a life, put it down to 4, and gives himself a token to block with. There you go. Ollie tapping 2 here to go into his tech of Sun God Hidden Might, I think, which then allows him to pop, use the effect he's using to pop the token, because he knows he can't pop the Jiren because it just take a life instead of detached 2. So he's popping the token so Andre can't block, and swing into Andre's lead to try to force through 25k double strike. And there we go. We see Andre's secret rare choice in the deck being hit Hero into Lineage, using it to take the Gohan away from Ollie and add it to his side of the field. And Ollie going in with his Unison, jumping to tap that, being just a 15k. So Andre can awaken, but I imagine he wants to awaken on his turn, so he takes the hit. So we have it, so Ollie just passes a turn, leaving 1 energy up in a fine position, both on the same life count, but Andre still has his awakening. We also still haven't seen a Unison from Andre yet. But I imagine he's probably given up because he's charged 1. I imagine he's given up trying to put down a Unison, because of the fact that Ollie has access to Unstoppable Invasion, which can easily just drop markers from it without worry. That's a great thing about that card, is that it gives your leader a 10k, makes your leader 10k plus double strike, so you can swing to take 2 marks of the Unison, and then the leader's effect can sack off the card after you play it to get the effect of taking an error mark off your opponent's Unison. So you can take 3 markers out with just very low effort, and it's from the leader swing. So here we see Andre go straight to swinging at I can't remember what, if it was at the leader or the Unison with the Gohan, and it might have been the leader because the red Jiren is very aggressive, and that gets stopped by Ollie playing the King Cold negate, which is quite a nice negate. Whereas it's a counter attack where you negate the attack play itself, and it's got a permanent where during if you, for each fill card in your battle area drop, you can reduce the cost of it by 1, and it's a 1 specified cost, so it's because he's got enough fill cards to drop on board. It's reduced to 1, and it's got an auto when it's played during your opponent's turn. If your opponent wants it, has an order triggers that where if your opponent wants to attack your leader, first turn he got to discard a card for each attack. So that means Andre decides to attack into his Unison with the Jiren to reduce the markers on it. I imagine to try and reduce the markers down to 1, so that way if he wants to play it, if he plays anything, he has less chance of him using Charismatic to just pop it. And also one thing to note as well from the those life negates, the token only has blocker for that turn. So even though he's still got the token, it no longer has blocker because the turn has passed. It's been a turn since he played it. So Andre paying 1 to play the 1-drop Jiren, look for the top 5, grabbing the 4-drop Jiren. You can go on to any Jiren now because so if I remember, the 4-drop Jiren doesn't have a limit 1 on its evolved skill. It's only on his auto. And then you have the 5-drop and the 8-drop. I think the 5-drop from the set, the 5-drop promo, and the 5-drop from the 8-drop, sorry, the ever free evolved Jirens, red Jirens, all have a limit 1 on their evolve skill. So here Andre trying to go again into his unison, which is met with a raw supremacy, which negates the attack and kills his 1-drop that he didn't evolve onto, so it's now gone to less evolved targets. But it doesn't matter because his leader still has the Awaken, which he's using to untap 1, draw 1, so he's got his 4 energy back. And then it's swinging into his leader, his unison, to get that draw and also try and get a marker off it, because if you can get a marker off it now, yeah, that cuts. So now, yeah, taking a marker off it means Ollie no longer has a charismatic villain live. So if Andre wants to play anything, he is not going to be hindered by a charismatic. It's sure that the it's sure that the 8-drop isn't going to be affected by it, but then if he wants to play any of the 5-drops, that's not something he wants to happen. But by looks of it, Andre decides to combo Champ on as well to make it his leader double strength to take out the unison, so he doesn't have to play anything and swing again, which is a bit strange. So Andre's already at swing, so he's going to use the old 2-drop Jiren back from set 9. That can, by discarding free hand, plays 2 1-drop universe 11 cards to the board from the drop with the skills negated. So he's getting back out the Kunchi that gives all your 1-drops barrier, apart from itself. All non-Kunchi universe 11 battle cards that are 1 cost or less. Barrier for fights on board. And then bring out Zori, which is the blocker that once per turn can't be destroyed by battle. Sorry, or it can't be KO'd once per turn. Then he plays the 1-drop to then evolve into the 4-drop, and he's minusing. Using the effect. What's he using the effect of minus? Is he going for a bear? Yeah, he's going for a bear blue. But I think Ollie has enough fill cards in hand that he can just play another fill card without worrying to get that draw on lead. But now, if Andre wants to attack any more this turn, he's got to discard a card because of the King Cold negate, and he's got nothing else on the board that he can really swing at. So as you see, the Zore is gone off board. I will try in future to get a better view. Just unfortunately, my stand that I had my phone on to record this couldn't get up high enough to get a better view vantage point. But for future videos, I'll try and make sure I'll try harder to see if I can get a better vantage point using the stand. So we're seeing Andre is just using all his yellow Jirens from hand to discard and get more 1-drops on the board, so he's got more evolved targets for his Jiren chains. And also a good thing about that is it turns a 5k combo, which that 2-drop Jiren is, into a 10k instead of 5, because it turns a 1 card that's 5k combo power to 2 1-drops that are both 5k combo power, which is a pretty good for resources. So now he's turned back to Andre Ollie because he doesn't really want to attack anymore without losing too many cards. I just wanted to fill up his board with loads of stuff to have either for combo power or for aggression next turn. And Ollie going into his turn 5, charges 5th energy using the charismatic because that charismatic is dead because he's not in the unison. And he just swings first with his King Cold his leader, which you see Andre just combo out with a 1 constant board. Now he's swinging with his King Cold lead. And to which I think he blocked with the Zori is currently off screen. I think anyway. as annoying as you, it's difficult to tell. It might not be. I know at least I know that Ollie is swinging at. Yeah, he's not blocking with the Zora yet. So he swung at the leader using the leader's effect to sack off the new roller to get that draw one, the 10k, which then give him a draw one, allow them to draw and then discard a card, and then pop the Kunchi on boards now as well. So that way the one drops off free to be popped by anything. So he pays 3 for this freezer. So this freezer is a 5 cost, but it's reduced by 1 energy for every 2 field cards you have on board and in drop. So it's reduced down to a 3 just because it's got 3 specified costs. Spirit for free, swung, which got blocked by the Zora. Then it has an activate main where you can, by sacking off a field card in your battle area, you can restand itself and then choose 1 card in your opponent's board that's sent to the drop, and also pick a random card out of their hand and discard it. To which Ollie popped sent the 4 drops to the board and ripped the random card out of Andre's hand, being the, by the looks of it, the Piccolo. Can't remember Piccolo, the one that if your opponent's got, if you're a unison, if a red unison 3 markers in it, you can free play it. I think, yeah, that's it. New roll, King Piccolo, new roller, and then Ollie managed to, by the looks of it, get in a never attack with the 5 drop being, which was met by testing the opposition. So only took a life to negate the attack and give a blocker. So now Ollie's only got the token and the Paragus. I think he paid the Paragus to sack off the King Cold battle card to draw 1, and they swing with the token, which is not being blocked. By the token, surprisingly. So he's gone for 1 super combo, 2 super combo. As you can see, the super combo marker going down. 3 super combos. So Ollie's managed to see 4 free super combos, which is very easy in this deck where you draw so much and you've got Neural looking at green, looking at the top 3 to shuffle through and find the green cards you want. So currently the tokens go on to 15, 25, 35, 40, 50. Yeah, so 55, 65. I think that's right. So just I think again, count again. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 55, 65. 65 in on Andre's leader with a token. The thing is, can Andre combo out? So you need one of his super combos. Going to 25, so he needs to get 70 here to out combo. So he's going to 25. Right at super combo. Can he see as many super combos as Ollie has? So that's the question. So on the 35 with those 2 1-drops. 45. 55. Deciding if he wants to tap. Imagine it's the combo something from hand. So he's got a champ, and because he accidentally revealed that earlier, he's got a champ in hand. He hasn't. Oh no, he did use a champ, didn't he? Okay, so he's comboing the Jiren Sass. There we go, 70. He's now combo that huge token swing. Oh, so Ollie's then got the Finding Its Fate to swing. Gets blocked by that blocker, but of course he's got dual attacks again. Swing in. Clip up base, and yeah. And Ollie takes it, managed to push through that. There's actually 2 attacks, get through a token, and Andre comboing all out, only having 5k left. So there we go. And that is the match. That is the game. And King Cold beats Red Jiren. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below. Let me know how you like the stat bars, if they're helpful, if they're useful, if you like them, if you don't. Also, don't feel free to like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. Subscribing helps me know that you are enjoying this, and also as well is well, subscribing basically keeps you updated with my videos, keeps you subscribed so you can find out when my videos drop, and also by clicking the bell, you also get notified when my videos drop, if and when. And it's also helping me get to my goal of 1,000 subs, which I am just over a quarter of the way there. And any help is appreciated, and it keeps me motivated to bring out videos like this. And hopefully I'll do better for the next ones to get a better vantage point. And also feel free to like the video if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the commentary, if you enjoyed the look of it, enjoyed the gameplay, feel free to like. And yeah, we're comment down below how you found the intro, if you like the intro, if you like the stat bars, if there's anything else you want me to create and add for it. I'm gonna add a little, as I said, I'm gonna add a thing in the middle, like a little where you normally get verses on video games. The show just saying verses, and have a little bar on each side of the show. How many games for a best of 3 each person has won, so you can see if it's game 1, game 2, game 3, and who's won how many games in the match. Once again, and also what I might try and do is add little counters as well, so when people are comboing, so you can see amounts to see how much people have comboed as well. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.